Hello, I'm Jeff with Mod Innovations, and today we're going to be introducing Pro Pack number 2. Hope you enjoy this video. It'll be an overview video with a little bit of assembly. Please check our instructions for full breakdowns of how to build stuff, but this is just to kind of get you the idea of what the system can do. And to kick it off, we'll start with Swivel. Let's jump into the Swivel system, how to set it up, and how it's supposed to work. So as you can see here, this Boxy has the Swivel system on it. It has a level 2, a 3, and a level 1. And these are the mounts here. This is the core part that gets mounted onto your Boxy. This one is for small, medium, and large. And this one is for the XL. When you're setting up your Boxy for the Swivel system, the first one that you print needs to be upside down with the notch here at the bottom. Then you take your post, so you slip it into the hole. And as you can see here, now the base is actually flat and this won't come out. From there, we're going to take another level 2, which is what this one is, and we're going to put it right side up. So the notch is actually on the top and you slip it right on there. And now we have the new bolt for the Swivel system. This latches right on top, push down, twist, and push it in. And now this new bolt is secured on top and allows you to twist these two things separately. It's incredibly secure. So you mount this now onto your stack of Boxies. One thing to note about this uses the new leverage bolt system that we have on version 14. And you just take any tool or Allen wrench and you can pop up the bolt itself, twist, and pull off your bolt. The reason for this leverage here is that sometimes you can't get a tool long enough to actually go through the post here and pop out the lock. So the leverage bolt actually makes a big difference. Any Allen wrench you have laying around from your 3D printer or any small long tool pops them right out. The next thing I'm going to go over is one thing that we've discovered is that people like to make incredibly tall Boxies and they want everything in one big giant stack. And we know that people can't print these very tall depending on your printer size. So we've actually made an extender. We have a brand new little bolt. It's like a mini bolt here. That has these grooves in it. You take the new mini bolt and you put it onto any of the posts. And then you can take an extender, which is this, just slip it on. And now you have a very long center post and one that you might not be able to actually fit on your current printer. Now that you've seen the basics of how a Swivel system is set up, let's get into how you'd set up for a level 3 or more. There's a little bit of a difference. So we're going to take our first Boxy size, which is number 2 again. I'm going to slip it on the post. I'm going to then take another number 2 and slip it on. And now I'm going to be adding a level 1 on top of here, but you do need to add a ring. And these come in various different heights. And the reason why they come in various different heights is so that it helps tighten this mechanism up, because every printer seems to print these in different heights. So by having different ring heights, and they're denoted by these little divots on each one, you're going to print out a couple of these and try them if your Boxy seems to droop a little bit or the system isn't incredibly tight. Change your rings out to help make it as tight as possible. So I'm going to drop in a number 2 ring, which might be a little too much for this, but it's to show you how it works. Then I'll put my level 1 in, and then hopefully I can add my bolt. And that's incredibly tight. And as you go up into like 5 or 6 boxes, you're going to be adding more and more rings. Like only one of the rings needs to be a different height. You can just use the flat no number one or level 0. And then like the top one can be like a number 5 or a 10. Now that you've seen how to set up the basics of a Modi Boxi system using the swivels, let's talk about this new lid that we have. It's called 45, and it can be used as a lid or it can be used in the middle of a stack if you want it to be. With this, it opens up like this. This comes in up to level 6, so it's incredibly tall. It closes like this, and there's clips here in the front, and there's clips in the very top that allow it to latch. and with a double handle, it allows you to lift it. Now with this mount, which is a little different for the 45-degree angle swivel lid, it uses the same piece, which are two of these, and you just turn one upside down and you put it onto a post. And this 45-degree lid with minis in it works really well with the Modi loops that we came out with earlier this year as a charity drive. With that and this 45-degree lid, does a really good job. Next, let's talk about lids. We've adapted the latch lid, the double handle lid for the swivel system because this piece here on the side would get in the way of how those latch on. So if you look here, you'll see that we've moved these inward. If you do have the composite lid already and you want to use the swivel system, you only have to print out one side, and it's the side that you want the actual swivel to be on, just to keep it out of the way when you latch it on. We also came up with a new lid, which is this one, which is a swivel lid, and it just rotates out of the way. It is flat, it works incredibly well, so the benefit of it actually being flat is that you can stack boxes on top of each other without a handle. Disadvantage is you can't put a handle on it. So you can lock these new swivel lids into place by using the new lock system. This, you print a certain type of bolt, and you print this particular lock, and if you push it up and you rotate it, now I can move this out of the way, and if I twirl it and drop it into place, it won't move. For those of you who have a keen eye, you're probably wondering when I showed you the lid, what was this thing with a center handle? Well, cleverly enough, this is the swivel system with center handle. Sorry, we don't have a clever name for this one. What this allows you to do is take two different stacks and put a middle handle on it. You do have to make sure that your two bottom connectors are the same height, whether it's a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5. Just make sure the bottoms are the same, and then you use this new bracket, which is a double, and from there you can build up as high as you like, and the tops do have to line up. But once you set that up, you can do something like this and have access to a bunch of stuff all at once. You can swivel your tops out of the way, you can swivel your Boxies out of the way. So now you can have access to a bunch of things and close down the areas that you don't want to have access to, and you can even swivel onto the other side. So this one is designed to be on this side, but just push it and it can be on that side. Next up is half Boxies. Half Boxies are not just taking a normal Boxy and cutting it in half. We've redesigned how they worked because it's smaller space to work within, and we wanted to give a lot more diversity to a half Boxy. So watch the full video so you get a sense of how they work and check out our instructions, but let's dive in and check out the really cool features of half Boxies. Before we dive into how to build using half Boxies, I want to go over the basics of half Boxies because they are just a little different than a normal Boxy. So this is a half Boxy. It has the holes where you expect them to be on a half Boxy. This is a level 3 for large. And this is the drawer for a half Boxy. It's a little different than our normal drawer. It doesn't have a lid and it has these rails on the inside. We'll show you how that works in a second. This is a 8 level 2 insert to hold things. I actually like this one for minis. These will just drop right into your Boxy like you normally would, so it fits perfectly, and this could actually get another layer on top of it. If I take that out, what these little bumps here on the very front do is I can take this front plate for the drawer, slip it in the front, snaps into place, and then slip it into the drawer holder, and now this can work as a drawer. It allows us on this particular holder, because this is a level 3, I can put a level 2 drawer in, and on top of it, I can add another layer. So these can independently come out and be used as drawers. Now let's see the half Boxies in action. So this is a full Boxy on the very top and on the very bottom. In between them, I put a bunch of half Boxies, and this is sort of the way it's designed to work. You can do a bunch of other configurations, but if you look at the way this is made, it'll give you some ideas. So if you look, I can independently swivel this top, which is a full Boxy, to expose these half Boxies here, which can be independently moved as well. And all the way down the chain, I can keep sliding these outward. Now, sometimes you don't need to do that because half boxies do come in drawers, which just pull right out. And I can also take this drawer out or take it out fully. In front of me is a medium setup with half boxies. So this is a full boxy medium on the base here, which is level 3. We have a level 1 on the top, but these are half boxy drawers for the medium. And I can just put this like this, slip in these drawers. And just lock it up and carry a nice little package together. This is being held together with the swivel system. And here we kind of cheated. This one needed a full brace here just to make sure we had the support. But on this side, we used just a level 1 on the level 4 Boxy. And then a spacer here with a level 1 again against that. So there's a couple ways to cheat and mix and match stuff so that everything works. Your mileage may vary depending on your printer. I like having the full most of the time for support, but on a medium, you really don't need it. You don't get much weight on a medium. On a large, depending on what stuff you put in it, you might want to consider not doing this post-conic concept for the spacer. This is another quick little build I did to show off what you can do with just the half boxies and the swivel system. So this is a swivel half boxy. You can unlatch this. You can kind of set up like this, but it closes up. It makes for a really nice, slim sort of carrying case. Let's talk about composite half boxies for a second. This is the drawer for the composite half boxy. It goes together by only having 2 bolts on one side, and you want them on the outside, not the inside if you put it as part of a big build. And there is a left and right version, so just be careful of that. And then on the other side, it just sort of snaps together. What this allows you to do is print this on a 180 by 180 or larger print bed. So a much smaller printer can print these very easily. You can also do some fun stuff with the composite version. This is actually the 2 side for this one, and this is the 1 side, and you can mix and match your 2 different sides to be any size you want, where if you print out a whole version of this, you're kind of stuck with either the 8 or the 4 or the 2 grid. With a composite, you don't need to do that. You can say, I want one side to be a 4 and the other side to be wide open. So actually the composites give you a lot more diversity in the type of trays that you have, and be able to mix and match the different styles you have. As part of the composite things that we made, this is the 45-degree composite lid. It gets held together by this plate here, which you use the handle bolts here to bolt into this plate here. And you also use half bolts on the side here. And what that does is give you a really rigid, solid system. And allows you to print this. I'm trying to remember what size printer the Hexie will fit on. It definitely fits on the 256 by 256. I know the large will fit on a 180 by 180, but please check our instructions for which printer these actually fit on. But this is really cool, the fact that we were able to get something this big and sturdy as a composite for the 45-degree lids. Thank you for watching the video on Pro Pack number 2 with the swivel and half boxies. Please check out our instruction manual for more questions if you have them. We do a lot of work on our instruction manual to show people how things get fully built and parts list. And also join our Discord server. We have an amazing community of people there that are constantly helping people out. And if you get stuck, they're a great resource to lean on. So please come join that and ask some questions and just say hi. It's a great group community.